Hi, I'm Trevi.
And I'm Kate.
And welcome back to our podcast called
6 Feet Above.
Oh
God.
my God.
That feels so good.
Finally.
It's been years.
It's been millennia.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be back.
Me
We
too.
have been fucked on our schedule with these.
Yeah, we're really sorry.
So I really, really apologize. I think my New York trip, my New York trip
Right.
fucked it up.
Yeah.
We filmed a Get Ready With Me that I think you guys have already seen. I think you have.
I hope they have.
I think they have.
I am praying.
I hate the video, but
I think it's our best video yet.
no, Kate, you say that about the worst. I was rewatching the footage today because I knew you're going to force me at gunpoint to edit it tonight.
Of course.
And I was like, this is the worst video I think I've ever actually.
I think it was
I've
so
ever seen.
cute.
But it's like we could have done it so. I ordered us new mics online if we ever wanted to redo it. And I ordered us like personal microphones to wear on our like clothing, so it's not like.
Okay, you really went all out.
Yeah, so it was just like.
If you guys only knew what happened after.
What happened after?
It took like 7 years to get the video together and like
that's
link up the audio. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
not used to that lore, that lifestyle.
That lore? Yeah,
Yeah.
you were falling asleep in my bed. She took her bra off, chucked it in the guest room.
And I go, I'm sleeping over. And then
she-
5 minutes later, I'm like, I'm going home.
And then she leaves with her bra on the floor. I go, Kate, get your bra.
And
at the end of the day,
said
she got
no.
her bra.
Yeah, I guess I did.
Yeah. Well, I hope that's up.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yes.
Guys, if you're watching on YouTube and you're driving or trying to fall asleep, you can head on over to listen to the audio version in the description. Before we continue this episode, we are still getting more views than we have subscribers. That's kind of bonkers. So ring the notification bell so you know when we upload and subscribe because we would really appreciate it. Love you. But I'm so glad to be back.
Me too.
And it's just, I've been thinking of I thought someone's phone was vibrating. It was just the streets.
Do you ever get that though? You're like, you feel your phone vibrate and it doesn't?
No, because I think...
Right.
I think we forgot to talk.
Yeah.
No, that happens to me. Because then I'm like,
oh, me too.
why is my vibrator on? Or like, why did
Yeah.
I leave it in? And then
I hate when you do that.
I hate when
You
I do
always
that
leave
too.
it in.
Yeah. So
Getting kind of ridiculous.
I'm just happy. I've just been like, I think I'm like dying.
Okay, let's expand on that.
I just have been traveling a lot, and I'm not saying that in a way where it's like, ugh, I'm just traveling so much. Like, traveling physically takes a toll on anyone's body, but like, I don't know why mine especially.
Right.
What did I do? Oh, I did Cabo, then I did Hawaii, then I did New York, and then now I'm going back to Cabo on Saturday.
Wait, you did... like when you went to... I was like, wait, did I miss a trip? Yeah, you've been out in a boot.
And I'm so mad that I'm going back to Cabo, but it's for Tana's birthday.
Crazy sentence.
So I am. I'm livid. I'm livid that I have to get back on another plane.
I love that.
But no, I'm excited to spend my birthday. Or I don't have a brain. I'm excited to spend her birthday with her. So this will probably be up while I'm on the trip. So go check out the IG for some hot bikini photos because I know they'll be there.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
But how have you been? I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Like since right before I left for New York.
Right. It's been horrible. It's been
You've been
horrible without
horrible
you.
as
Yeah. You know, I had like the literal most traumatic week of my life. That like you want me to talk about, and I'm debating in my head if I should talk about it.
Can you at least use like code words?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But it's just been a whirlwind. I'm glad to be back here. I'm glad that I've gotten all the answers I needed. I'm in good spirits. I did. You saved my fucking life.
How?
Because I was on a dating app, deleted that dating app because I'm scarred from everyone. But this guy was really hot and he was answering too fast. And I was like, you're too hot to be answering that fast. And then he sent me his number. And then I was like, I have a weird feeling about this. I was like, Trevi, I need your help because you Google, what is it called?
I reverse searched his phone number.
Right. And it was
a Google voice. It was a fake number.
How dare you?
Yeah.
It's terrifying. I was like, he was like, let's go out to dinner on Thursday. And I was like, sure, what's your number? Because I had a weird feeling. And I was like, what would have happened? Was it a catfish or do you think he was cheating?
Well, a lot of the times so for you, I don't understand the Google Voice number. Like for someone who's trying to talk to me or like be discreet that they're like talking to a trans woman, they'll like sometimes do that, but it's like blue moon. But when I get suspicious of their photos, I just take their photos and then throw them in the Google image reverse search.
Oh, I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, well, the options.
Yeah, the options are
of online
unlimited.
dating. Yeah, so you could see if that photo is anywhere else online on the whole internet. So if it's like a little pixely too, like I'm always like so skeptical.
Right.
I'm like, you.
He used the same picture twice as well. But he
And
was 40.
I think that's your
He
answer.
was 40, so I was like, okay, you're just doing this because you're 40. I'm terrified.
I'm terrified.
I'm literally, I'm scarred. But
yeah.
anyways.
So I mean, I always FaceTime before
Yeah,
meeting. Like
100%.
regardless of if it's a Google Voice number or not,
Yeah.
if they can't simply hit you with an FT,
Yeah, no. Then
even
it's
Skype. Remember that?
not Skype.
Hit me with a Skype. Remember that little ringtone that it used to have?
Doom,
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 doom.
doom.
That should be our new
Doom,
intro song.
doom. I miss Skype.
Did you do chat roulette?
I did chat roulette, but not for like I did it like for fun with like my friends.
Well, yeah, I didn't do it like alone.
I mean, some people have. I'm not gonna name names.
That's where I saw my first yang.
Your first yin,
Yang.
yin and yang.
Yeah, I'm trying not to swear.
Oh, stop vibrating.
It's literally not your
Oh,
phone.
it's literally the hottest guy ever.
Oh!
Ignoring. No.
Like,
I'm
no
in
one
my.
text
Oh
back.
yeah, I'm in my like.
So true.
I can't. I haven't done the podcast in 2 weeks, and I have completely forgot how to speak.
Yeah.
I'm in this era, and I don't know if I said this on the last episode or not because I don't remember a thing I say. But I'm in the you era, even though like maybe they don't like deserve like a you. I just like everyone. Like as far as dating goes.
So you're not dating?
I am.
Oh, okay.
I am fully. But I think I'm like giving this energy of like you.
Okay, period. Like
And
you're lucky to be around me.
That
So don't
energy-
even talk to me.
Do you want to get into why you're traumatized? Or can you touch briefly on it? Do you want
It's
it?
so insane.
It's so insane.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, I do. I'm gonna get into it. So
It's so good for
it's so insane.
It's insane, but it's,
I guess like yeah, okay.
go.
Go now. So essentially, I was seeing this guy and I really liked him so much. And we were like talking for a really long time.
Babe, they all know.
Okay, yeah. But they're like, you've only talked to one guy in like 6 months. Anyways, so he comes to LA for a week and whatever, he treats me like an option. Like I said, he like doesn't talk to me. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like you were going so hard for me and now it's nothing. And so he texts me at the end of the trip and I just like ignore. I ghost. I was like, you treated me like an option. Goodbye. So what's so crazy about all of this is that he was on a podcast and he's talking about how when he was in LA, he had an STD scare. And I said, I'm watching this Yeah, I watched the podcast. Sorry. Like, is that a crime?
Right.
And I said, whoa.
I hate watch too.
Yeah, I hate watch. And I'm thinking, did he know he had an STD and still smooched me and did other things with me?
Right.
Because that's giving illegal.
That
And
is illegal.
Yeah. So
Don't make me say the term.
Yeah. So I go into my roommate's room and I'm like seething and I'm like, I'm gonna ruin this man's life. I am literally going to ruin this man's life. And I was about to like decimate him on the podcast today. But I was like, you know what? I should probably find out if he knew he had the STD before we hooked up, right?
What type of STD was it?
It was not a good one.
A life threat.
And I'm thinking, yo, I have intercourse once a year and it's with you. Like, yeah, I'm freaking out. I'm like texting Trevi. I'm like, I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. And he says on the podcast, turned out to be a false positive from the girl. I missed that part.
Oh, your ears just turned off. You're like, any excuse to go off on this man.
So I call him this morning, and he hasn't heard from me in so long. He's like, "Oh my God, hey!" And so nice to hear from you. And I'm like, "Ah!" And I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, "I'm gonna sue you!" Like all this crazy
Wow.
shit. And like I'm asking for the receipts, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll send them to you." I was like, "Yo, send them now!" Like, so you can't Photoshop them. Blah blah blah. Like I'm freaking out, and then he like sends me the receipts, and I was like, "Oh."
So how you been?
Oh my God. He's just like, A, she never had it to begin with, and
Who's
B,
she?
hit the girl he hooked up with. And also, I use protection with him. I use protection with everyone.
Good.
But the girl that he thought gave it to him, it turns out hers was a false positive. And he received that information the day after me and him hooked up.
Okay.
But can you blame a girl for being worried? Can you blame a girl for being worried? And then I like immediately got tested. Because this happened like
You
over a
did?
month ago. I immediately got tested. I mean,
When did you get tested?
the day I found out. Yesterday.
What? How did they do it? Like in you?
What do you mean? Oh, they pricked my finger.
So you just did the one test?
No, I did all the tests.
So you
I was like, I might as well
did
do
you
it.
do swabs though, or did
Swabs in the hoo-ha, and then blood was taken, and then the whole nine. And
saliva?
like, no, not
Pee?
saliva. Yeah,
What about butthole?
you wish.
No, I'm like, you're a girl.
No, but not with it. Yeah, what? Damn! I've only done it with
Episode we ever did. She's talking about. I have fissures from it. Hi guys, I'm
I
Kate.
never said it was from Lana. I've only done Lana literally once. It's true. I've only done it once with one guy.
You've done it once.
Well, yes.
Just stop while you're stop while you're ahead, girl.
So, anyways, I had the worst day ever. And then I got to go off on him this morning, which felt good.
It felt probably
but
really
it
good.
was also crazy because like I was so confused as to why he went ghost on me the rest of the trip, and then it all made sense. I was like,
Oh, so he's your husband?
no, I'm like, so we are exclusive. No. No,
That's
I
your
was like-
mentality, though. I can see you coming on next week. Like, he explained himself. We're gonna rekindle when I come to New York.
No.
Oh, when you go to New York, she's going to New York in a few days. She's gonna come back next week and be like, "Well, I saw him and he explained everything over coffee." If that
No,
happens,
it will never happen. It won't.
you're disgusting.
You know what? So are you.
I know. And do you want to hear why?
Yeah.
All right.
But I just want to say I
If anyone wants to,
yeah,
Kate.
if anyone wants to go. And it all turned out to be a beautiful miscommunication. So
The whole-
I loved that for me.
I loved
I love the scream.
what I love the true scream. God, we are coming back in hot. This is just the beginning
this is literally
of
not
our
okay.
return of 6 feet above. Before we get into just kind of my New York lore, I have a quick question.
Talk.
I'm gonna toss it around. Kate and I got our first ever sponsorship.
Literally.
Okay.
No longer broke.
No.
No, I still am.
But it's along the lines of a casino. Gambling, if you will.
And that could be a problem.
And we talk openly about our struggles with addiction, and we get a lot of people that come on here that struggle with substance abuse. Would y'all let us get our bag? Or would you on us for
Would y'all
promoting that?
mind? But isn't there a disclaimer like
I'm regardless, if they make me do a disclaimer, regardless, I'm gonna be like, look, if you can't gamble, don't gamble.
yeah,
Like this
Yeah.
is for people who are normies.
right.
Because then like
You
we
think
could
any
do
normies listen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we
Period.
do. We have a lot of normies that listen.
Love that.
But Bree's face when I was explaining that is really scary, by the way. I was staring at Bree. Bree, it's a good bag.
Bree, come on. Let me get my bag.
Are you concerned for our cancellation? I mean, yeah.
Well, we're asking.
Yeah, so I'm asking before I think it's too different. It's different because we're substance abuse. Look,
Huh.
I think that this whole podcast is not. Here's the thing: we could brand this as an addiction podcast, but at the end of the day, like Kate and I are not obviously the best role models in any drinking aspect.
And I've never
I just
agreed
think that
more.
we happen to be sober and share our experiences.
Yeah.
But if that's something that might like upset y'all, let us know. But
Yeah.
I would love to get our bag so we can continue to make this podcast
Yeah,
without taking it from our own pockets. So we
spent
can
a lot of
continue.
money on this podcast.
Because then if we do that, then we can make extra episodes for
Yeah,
Patreon and like
yeah.
stuff like that. So I just want to like get that going. Let me know your thoughts. I went to New York for
Period.
Mac. I slayed. I went.
Girl, you looked so good.
Thank you. I did my gig and gag for Mac. I got the gig. I got the bag. I did the Mac.
God,
I did the Viva. I did the Glam,
yes.
which supports that STD, by the way. They donate. They actually do. Not kidding.
Okay, slay.
Yeah, okay, slay.
Yeah.
So, it was really fun. It just was really hard because I went alone. And I had to be like, the first thing I had to do was like the next day go to the stock exchange, which by the way was so
Like,
weird.
what was? I'm
like
so
Jenny in the
confused.
stock exchange, like
Okay.
all the people were just like absolutely polar opposites. But once I was inside the stock exchange, like Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street,
Was it Finance Men City?
City. You should have seen.
Yes.
And as soon as I walked in with custom Gouvance.
you looked so good.
You saw the red outfit?
Yes, bitch.
Gouvance custom made me this outfit overnight last minute. So thank you so much. You have to meet him.
Please.
Dying, begging, screaming, literally. But it was so and I show up and it was just like, I'm going to find my husband.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so jealous. Dude.
Yeah, it was spooky because at that point I was this close to going, Mark!
Oh, it does something to you.
It does something. I almost marked.
Yeah, and I get
That
it.
was his name, right?
Yeah.
Rest in
Unfortunately.
peace to him.
I know.
Doesn't care if we live or die.
Love.
Love.
Wait, so did you talk to any men?
No, I didn't have time to. I was just stuck with Mac Team and stuck with Mac Team is
Right,
crazy.
yeah.
No, I was just like stuck with that crew. And they made me like a little pin, like a name pin for the stock exchange. It said New York Stock Exchange, and then it said Trevi Moran. It was engraved, and then under it said like Global Mac Ambassador.
Damn.
And I was like, work. I was
You were
like
a
walking.
big deal.
It was a big deal that
Yeah.
day, and I had to like get up at 4 a.m. to glam.
Girl.
I had to have like a hair person come over to give me a little updo because I
Right.
was like, I'm not doing curls for the stock exchange. I'm doing business.
Yeah, you
woman.
mustn't.
Insert photo here.
Hello.
So that was fun. And then we did the event, and I met a lot of really cool people that week. But then once, my work was done, I had a few days off to like sleep and like go out. Literally like 3 days. Like 2 days I slept and 1 day I went out. Not
Oh my
kidding.
God.
But the one day I went out,
Okay.
I went out with my friend. Basically, her and her roommate are like, let's go to this other club. And it was like a walk and a half. So it was like a 0.4 mile walk.
Too long.
Okay. So we go there, and outside of this bar club situation, there is just like one of the hotter men I've ever seen. And it's just, it's fun.
Yeah.
And I was in New York, and I was like, F- it, like, let's
Right.
go talk to him. So my friend Eteri's roommate goes up to him. She's like, she's a lesbian, so she doesn't,
Oh,
she
okay,
doesn't care
amazing.
about like men
Right.
ever.
She's like,
She's like, what's up? And he's like, hey. She's like, where are you from? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, started a conversation with him. And she slays, and I think she set the tone.
Okay, love.
I slowly joined the conversation.
Amazing.
And I'm like, where are you from? And he was like telling me it was like Spain or something.
Hot.
And then I go, well, where do you think I'm from? And he looks at me up and down. And I'm like, I just assumed that this person was just going to be like, a dick, which later we'll find out, right? He looks me up and down. He goes, I don't know, but wherever you are from, it's sexy.
Hello.
And I'm like, hey-o.
That is
I'm like,
bold.
let your lesbian wingmans win.
Hey!
No, I lived for my wingman. And I was like, wow, because I would have never just
Yeah,
like,
that's amazing.
I'm bad right now with going up to guys. Like, I'm bad. I don't know what
Same.
happened to me. Maybe I'm just like shriveling. I'm
Well, you're just
shriveling
like,
up.
you're too good for everyone. So
Yeah. And he's like looking at my boobs, and I'm like, oh, brother. Like, and I go, what are you looking at? And he goes, I'm looking at your boobs. And I'm like, well, yes. I'm like, aren't they amazing?
Wow.
I mean,
He's really out here admitting it.
I'm in New York. I'm in the street. I'm
Oh,
dressed
yeah.
like I'm
To the
going out.
nines,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't care. I'm not gonna date him. I was taller than him anyway.
Okay, love.
Whatever. And I might decide to cut this part out, so I'm so sorry. But he goes, "Do they feel real?" And I go, "I don't know. Do they?" And he goes, "I'm not gonna touch your boobs in front of this bar." And I go, "Okay." I grab his hand and take him to a side street. Like
Are you serious?
an empty side street in East Village. I go, "Okay, feel him."
Oh.
And then he goes, "Okay." And then he feels them and he's like, "They feel amazing." And I was like, "I know, right?" And then I grabbed his hand and I went back.
You're like, I know, right? You punch him in the face.
I kick him in
What?
the balls.
Holy.
And I take him back to the area. And I don't know. I was just
No, that's so New York.
I
love
was just
it.
feeling so New York. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? Like,
Why not?
this body, I love it. Like, might as well like show it off. And it wasn't like, I don't know. I was just having fun.
It's a simple touch.
I-
And it was consensual, so slay.
Yeah, it was a major slay.
Yeah.
I had to take him to a private place.
Yeah.
But we keep talking, whatever, everything's cool, and it's just, this man was like, you could just tell he was rich. It was like Van Cleef's up the, like the expensive shoes. Like, he knew how to dress. He smelled good, perfect
Yeah.
teeth, yada yada. Spain, get the
We
out of
get
here.
it.
It's like, we get it.
Like, stop talking.
So I'm like, okay, let's stay in touch because I'm gonna go. I was going home. I was like,
Right.
this is boring. I hate being out.
You're like,
so-
you bore me, so.
Well, no, I'm just, once you go out sober, like, you know, once you get to a
Girl,
certain point, and
the second I
especially in
show
New
up.
York, like, I'm not.
And
I
you're
don't know
walking
anybody.
everywhere. You're walking. It's like horrible.
Well, I just don't know like as many people. I was just like with my two friends,
Right.
And I was just like, okay, I think it's time for me to go back to the hotel. But I'm like, okay, give me your stuff. So we exchanged Instagrams, and basically, I tell him over DM, like once we started chatting, because I was like, hey, hello. I was like, hey, I don't know if you know this or not, but by the looks of like my profile and like stuff, and if this you wanted to like, because I was actually down to hook up,
right.
right? So I let him know, like I always do with
Right.
everyone. I'm so transparent. He proceeds to go on, get livid at me. He goes, "How dare you not tell me
Wow.
as soon as we started talking? I can't believe I touched
What do you-
I know. And then literally goes on this whole spiel about how I'm like, I don't have to wear like a billboard on my forehead. And I've said this in an episode.
Right.
Unless we're naked and we're going to have sex.
Yeah.
Or even before a kiss, I will
Right.
tell.
Yeah.
But you touched my piece of boob.
Yeah.
You touched a piece of
What do you
my
mean when you
flesh.
introduce yourself?
Yeah.
What are you
who
talking
do you-
about?
No, who are, I'm like, I don't know if it was like a language thing because he, like, English was his second language. So, like, I don't know if, like,
Right.
he meant to be that hurtful, but, like, it was just stupid. It
God,
wasn't
dude.
actually hurtful. He was just trying to be.
Yeah.
And then he ends the conversation with, text me when you get a sex change. First of all,
Wow.
crazy.
Insane. Insane behavior.
Second of all, I'm like, okay, ally for, like, I guess, only post-op woman.
Yeah, like,
I'm like, you're
what
just-
are you talking about?
What are
Like,
you talking about? Like, you're acting all transphobic, but then you
Yeah,
don't
but then
care
you're
if
like,
I get a
but
sex
hey.
change. Like, as long as I become a whole,
You're an idiot.
you're an idiot.
Whoever you are, you're an idiot.
Oh,
You
I
don't
want
know
to
how to
first
talk.
last name him right now.
But do it. Name drop.
I really want to.
Insert picture here. I'm so sorry. That's so
No, so that was
stupid.
so interesting. But hey, life in New York, am I right? I don't think any New Yorker would have done that to me though.
No, just a loser rich guy that doesn't know shit.
Yeah, but you know what's weird and crazy
Tell me.
is that like at the end of the day,
Mm.
at the end of the day, I'm like, after all of that was said and done, I was like, I mean, at least I'm slay.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Like, at least I like served it. And it's not that I'm sitting here like, oh, I was passable enough for him not to know. Like, that's cool, I guess, right? It's cool because I put a lot of time into my transition and
Right.
money and effort and, you know, just time. It's just a lot. It's a lot of medication. It's a
Yeah.
lot of everything. So for someone like me who's still like a ways to go per se, which, you know, that's just by the textbook. I think like I'm doing just fine.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I was just like, well, he proved to me that he's an idiot and proved to me that I'm just still hot.
Yeah, you showed me who you are, and
I'm hot.
and you're hotter than literally everyone. So
So, I mean, so are you.
well,
But
yes.
now that we're angry, do you want to get into off our chest?
When am I not?
Ever. Do you want to get into off our chest?
Yeah, I
are
do.
you QLB?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Am I
Take it-
starting?
You're starting, yeah.
Should we introduce the seg?
Do
Or
we?
no?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the segment called Off Our Chest where we either rant about something negative or we, you know, cheer about something positive. So take it away, Kate.
Okay, so off my chest this week is, if you don't listen to this each episode or know my lore, I dated a man that like broke up with me, and I begged for him back, and then he got drafted into the NFL, and it was really cool. He was like my first love.
No, it's only your third episode you've talked about it.
Okay, he was like my first love. Like it took me like 2 years to get over him.
Oh, no.
You know, it's kind of cool.
Wait.
So
Same.
yeah, no, it's like slay.
It's
People
really
don't talk about how it takes 2 years to get over your first love.
I thought it was going to take a few months, and Ashley Schwan looks at me and she goes, honey,
really?
it's going to take years. And
Damn, not years.
And she warned me, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It took me like 3-4 years
Yeah.
to get over.
Well, of course, because you're like pushing
Fully.
it down, and you're like, after 6 months, you're like, I should be over this, and then you go into a shame spiral, and it just
Right.
like gets you more deeper into the depression of it all.
Right.
But I get a text from him.
Recently?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so I haven't talked
You
to this
didn't
guy.
tell me this.
No, I didn't. Well, it's so crazy because I literally forgot. That's how like insignificant it was.
Wow.
So I get a text from him, and I have not talked to him since I saw him at that wedding, and I saw him hook up with my friend and cheat on his girlfriend in front of me. Go check out that episode, The NFL Man That Broke My Heart. Anyways,
The one.
come on, name drop. But he texted me. I have another Instagram that's called Parallel Play. I do like sketches on it with my roommate, and he texts me one of the sketches, and he says, wait, is this about me? Also, congrats on the social media success I've been watching.
No.
And I was like, what? And it was 100% about him. Like, of course.
Wow.
But I was like, this is so crazy. So I called him. I was like, it's just been so long that
Did
I'm
you
like,
FaceTime or call?
so I call him. He doesn't answer, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then he FaceTimes me. And then I answer the FaceTime, and I was like, never thought I'd hear from you again. Like, it was just like so crazy. Like,
That you're
and-
dating him again.
Yeah, I'm dating him. And yeah, we were talking, and it was so weird. He goes,
Stuck his dick out.
yeah, he was just like start jacking his shit. No, but he was like, okay, YouTube star, said some shit on my YouTube. And then he was like, when did you become cool? And I go, the second I stopped dating you.
No. Did
It was
you
so
really
stupid.
say
Yeah.
that?
And then he was like, I gotta go. I'll call you back. Like, I'm gonna call you back. And I was like, okay. But it was so crazy because I'm staring at this man, and I'm like, I can't believe I almost actually ended my life over you.
No.
And this is like, and he's like, I'm gonna call you back. And I literally forgot about it. Like, I didn't even care. And
Did
I
he?
remember today that he like hasn't called me back. It's been 3 days. And I literally forgot. And before, like, when I was like deep in love with him, I'd text him, and like the whole day would be ruined if he didn't text me back.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate
And I was
that.
just like, damn, like, life is beautiful. Don't end it all over that guy.
No, ever.
Like, you will be laughing on FaceTime a few years later saying that you are cool because you are not with him.
That is such a slay thing, like whether you meant it or not. Like just to like spit on him, like to spit
But
on
it's also
him.
like, it's that. And it's also like, I had no ill will towards him. I was like, I don't hate you at all. It's so like, I don't feel anything.
Right.
What a beautiful thing.
That is gorge.
Right?
That is
Yeah,
gorge.
That's my off my chest. So shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Was he still kind of cute?
Yeah, he's cute.
Okay.
I think he's cute.
So we're dating.
So I am in a relationship with him. No.
Good. Well, yes.
Well, yeah.
I love that. Well, I'm happy that you just stay.
What a week.
What a week. Yeah. Wow. Damn.
Crazy.
So mine is interesting.
I can't wait to hear this, guys.
Uh,
That is so true.
there was someone that I was hooking up with consistently in the year 2023, towards the end.
Okay.
And then we first started hooking up in 2022.
Okay.
Okay. So we hooked up like once in 2022, and then we hooked up a few times in 2023, like towards the end. Like a
Okay.
huge gap, whatever. And he was like honestly probably one of the hottest people ever, and like was just
You
so,
say that about every guy, by the way.
because I only hook up with hot people, and he was so like brain dead dumb. Like I was just like, I know
rough.
I don't want to date you. I'm
Right.
like, you're just like, I mean, I was a piece of meat to him, and like low key, like not to like reverse Uno, but like so was he.
Period.
So
Slab of
and
meat.
it was on like you know, mutual understanding that we
Right.
were just hooking up, right?
Amazing.
And it was cool. It was whatever. And he was always like so sketchy, like, and like bringing up shit about his ex. And he'd be like, yeah, because like the long gap we had, he was like, yeah, I got back with my ex. It was the worst decision ever. She's like, and they always drop the she's so crazy.
Right. I was gonna say
Like
that's
they'll
the biggest red
convince
flag.
you how psychotic she is.
Yeah.
Like she's just so crazy.
Right.
Like I remember this one time he came and he's like, I have to leave my phone at home because like my roommate has my location I'm so dumb.
Girl.
I'm so dumb for not like
No, they're so
because
good
I
at
don't think that
lying.
someone is gonna do what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Basically, I get a DM from his wife. His
Shut
wife. I got a
your
DM
mouth.
from his wife this week
Oh.
and said, "Have you been talking to blank?" And keep in mind, I haven't seen him this year at all.
Okay.
Yeah, like he like moved away. I see this DM, and I didn't think much of it
That's so scary.
because I know him as like his like username,
Yeah.
which is so stupid.
Right.
Because like I have his first name saved in my phone, and then like we'll like talk on Snapchat.
Okay. How old is he?
Same age as me.
Oh, okay.
But it's just so. Because I put the pieces together because
Wait, so how?
yeah, just because she said his real last name,
Okay.
and then like on everywhere like his middle name is his last name, so I was like, what? And then I remembered that his real last name was that, and I'm like, oh. Wow. So I open up this DM, my jaw is dropping, and I got so sick to my stomach, I started having a panic attack.
Oh my God.
In New York, I'm having a panic attack. I'm alone in this hotel room. I literally thought I was going to throw up because I never want to be the other woman, the whore, I don't, obviously none of those things are like technically bad, but like that's not my
Right.
that's not my journey to be that type of
Yeah.
woman. I think it actually is bad to be the other woman if you know
about it, yeah.
if you know about it. So I like have this whole little spiral because I'm just like, I don't want to ruin someone's marriage. And then as soon as I click on her profile,
Oh my God.
there's a kid.
Stop.
I freak the out. There's like photos of them like getting married.
Like recently photos with them?
Recent photos of them holding the kid, like
Oh.
Christmas, like
Wow.
obvious times. He added me on Snapchat last week
Wow.
and tried to message me, but I didn't accept him
right.
because I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't live here. I don't
Go
care.
away.
And I think that she probably saw that he added me, and then, but I didn't respond to the
Did
girl.
you read it? Like seen?
No.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, no, don't get in the middle of that.
Because it's not. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah, no. Hell,
right?
no, do not get in the middle of that. Because then, like, he could come after you. It would be a
Well,
whole
yeah,
scary
that's
thing.
what I'm saying. Because
Yeah.
I'm also like, I don't know what type of girl this is, and I
Right.
don't know what type of man this guy really is.
Right. He could be. He like honestly sounds scary. Like to like lie like that.
To,
that
to,
extent.
to lie to that extent, you
Yeah.
have to be at some sort of psychopathy.
Right. Like on it. Like do not. Because you're definitely not the first girl she
And
messaged.
just like absolute evil the way that like, how dare you? Like, the way he was smiling in all the photos with her, like just like pretending
Wow.
to be so happy, and then just like behind closed doors, like trying to like message me on Snapchat and like
So
send his
terrifying.
dick to me. Like, who you're a grown man with a wife and a child.
Like, what kind of man
was
are you?
so you're not a man. You're hardly a man.
Like, who raised you?
But actually, who raised you?
Yeah.
So I was really, really sick and struck over that because I felt so bad. And I
Yeah.
just was like, I thought we were just hooking up. Like, I just thought he was young. I didn't think cheating is just like,
Yeah.
it's not my tea.
You had no idea.
I had not a clue.
God, that is so hurtful. So messed up. Like, how can you sleep at night and do that?
I don't know.
Makes no sense to me.
I just, because men have the separation, unfortunately, of true love and a sexual interaction. And it's like they can f a couch and a woman
Yeah.
and feel the same about both experiences.
I kind of love that.
And at the end of the
Yeah.
day,
That's amazing.
isn't that just like kind of
Yeah.
just real?
It terrifies me.
Well,
That's
you
like-
said in one of the beginning episodes, you go, men need to come like they need to what? They need to eat.
Oh yeah, I hate when they say that when they're like, I need to come, like I need to eat and whatnot, and I'm like, yo, why are you acting like a dog? Like literally, like relax. It's never that serious.
It's never that. Also, like, go jack off.
Go-
Don't
like-
cheat on your wife.
right. Like,
Like,
what are you doing?
Go watch porn like a normal, like,
literally, but you can literally come in any crevice and you choose to cheat.
you could come in any crevice. You ever had a Ziploc bag with Vaseline?
Like, come on. You really got to cheat, ruin a whole family?
I want to segue this into just like the general topic of cheating. And have you ever been cheated on? And do you also ever get jealous?
I do get jealous. I have been cheated on, coincidentally, with a certain man that I may have talked to this week. And so
Is
yes.
it the one you FaceTime?
Yeah. But
No wonder he ruined you.
yeah, dude.
Well,
it was
so my
crazy.
first love technically cheated on me too.
Okay, because
You know,
mine was
I'm not even going to say technically. I'm just going to.
but mine was technically too. What's your technically?
Because there was never a label on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
And mine was fully living in with my Mine was fully living in my house with me.
oh, cool.
It's not cheating if there's no label, right? But as long as the stuff's in my house,
Yeah.
it's just a cool roommate that I.
Right. Were you like paying rent?
Of course, I was 18.
Oh yeah, I would have paid for someone's Pampers.
I
but-
literally
okay.
did not care.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. Were you dating elders?
I know, like, yeah, I mean, mine was 2. So we weren't technically dating. We were official only for 2 weeks, but we were talking for like almost a year. I lost my V card to him. Anyways, one night he was sleeping over my house and I was about to go to New York for the summer. And I was like, you know what? I don't trust this man because why would I? Because like 2 years ago when I did lose my virginity to him, he had a girlfriend. So I was like, let me just make sure I'm not making a mistake by not being single this summer in New York. So what I do, I go through his phone. Is that a crime?
Right.
Maybe. Would I do it now? Yes. No, I wouldn't. But anyways, I go through his phone because I had a little suspicion in me. And we'd been official for 2 weeks, but for like 3 months prior, he was like, I am in love with you. I'm not talking to anyone else.
Right.
Like I would never. So can you tell me why I found a video of him boinking a girl from behind?
What was the date?
Like
It was-
literally so like a week before we became
No,
official.
no.
A week. And he was like, I was like, that's certainly not my ass. And it was a petite blonde.
Oh.
Hey. And then don't worry, another picture
Oh, good.
of a picture this time of her with his seminal fluids all over her face and her making a sad face.
Ew.
And then
Why
go-
did
Yeah.
Ugh. Why do they love that? Like, I just
Disgusting.
destroyed
Yes.
you.
Disgusting.
Like you? Who are you trying to kill us?
I was in my room like can you only imagine how I was fuming? And he also sent it to his group. Oh, so he sent it to his
No,
group chat.
no,
he sent it to
no.
his group chat. And I'm like,
No.
first of all, it's giving so LGBT when guys do that cuz I'm like, what do you do? Like,
hey, bro, look what I did with
Yeah,
my.
yeah.
Show me what you
he's
did
like,
with yours.
check out my stroke game, bro. Like, why? And he was like throwing this in the group chat because I'm about to be official with Kate.
That's what he said?
Yes. And I was like, you said you weren't hooking up with anyone for months. And so we're like sleeping in separate beds because like my mom was like, you gotta sleep in separate beds. I take his phone and I chuck it at him. I go, get the out of my house. I went through your phone, blah, blah. And he's like, I can't leave. I don't have a car. And I was like, sleep on the street. And then I like lock my door and he's like, Kate, all night he was crying at my door. But it got to a point where I was so tired. I was like, shut up. And I go to bed. I'm just so over it. But then
don't you just love when they cry when they get caught?
Yeah, he was like, what do I do? What do I do? Cry. And like just like he was like scurrying at my freaking door all night. And I was like, can you shut up? I'm trying to sleep. Yeah.
Like, what do you want?
Yes.
A scratch pad? You pussy?
Yeah. So then he like showed me the receipt. So technically he didn't cheat on me, but it was like lying. And also I was just like, whoa. I was like, that is so disrespectful to women. Cause like, did she consent to you sending that to a group chat? Certainly not.
I mean, but the photo, like if you let someone take
the
a photo,
photo went crazy.
But the posing too, like
the posing. Oh, I was like I remember
maybe she
seeing
did know.
red, and like as much as I don't want to be this girl, I was like, I'm gonna find her and I'm gonna end her life.
Well, so that's what I'm like thinking. What would happen if I responded?
Right. That's why no, like stay out of it. And I never found out her name, but you know, that's actually
you're like,
why.
I still hope she.
Yeah. I don't know why I said I never found out her name because I absolutely did because he started dating her when he dumped me. Let's go. No, it was actually really hot when you think about it, but
yeah.
Now I'm FaceTiming him. I'm saying, yo, no hard
Wow.
feelings, but truly none.
Yeah.
Go off, King. I hope you're faithful now.
He's not.
No, he's absolutely not.
He would never be.
Never.
Once they're unfaithful, they stay unfaithful.
Dogs.
They don't change.
They're literal dogs.
I it's like sobriety. Like, prove to me that you could last like a few years.
Right. Yeah.
And then I'll start believing you.
Yeah. And then you can start drinking again.
Yeah. I'm always saying that because you know I'm not reaching my 3.
No, why would you?
Why would I?
Wait, we should have a relapse on the podcast. Okay.
Also me. Guys, do you care if I do a gambling brand deal? Like, okay, so yeah, I technically have been too.
Right.
It's like, you know, I was 18, he was like 22 or something. It was the first love. I think it's just kind of crazy at the end of the day when it's like you're so young and naive and have just like abundance of money and just like get to take someone around the world.
That's nuts.
And I was just like, I took him to so many different places, New York, Miami, Washington, D.C., like was like taking him on all my work trips. Like he was living with me. Like, I don't know. It was just like, and like, I don't know. I no hard feelings towards this person. It was just, kind of insane when I had to find out from Amari that I've been friends with Amari and Hannah for too long. So I had to find out from Amari when I was 18 that he goes, hey, so I'm at this party right now. Shut up. And I think your boyfriend is someone in the other room.
No. You got that text.
Oh, babe, I got that call.
Did your stomach drop?
It was probably the worst feeling I've
I
and
know
keep
it.
in mind I was drinking with my friends when I found out. I collapsed.
Yeah.
I collapsed.
Yeah.
I freak out. I'm scream sobbing in my apartment. How could you? And I think what I was just really upset at is like how much I provided.
Right.
And it was a difficult dynamic because it wasn't like a woman-man relationship. It was, you know, before my transition. So it wasn't like, I'm not saying it makes it any better, but I'm just saying the dynamic of like I just still didn't know what type of guys to date. I didn't have an alarm because it was like, but it was my first experience. So I didn't know what type of guys are bad guys. I didn't have an internal alarm to tell me like, okay, so don't talk to guys that are like this.
Right.
Don't talk to guys that are like this. And literally, as soon as he like came home, I love home.
Yeah, right.
As soon as he came home, I'm like, oh, you're leaving. Period. And he left. Guys, so for our advice segment this week, we're going to be changing things up a little bit. Are you excited, Kate?
I'm literally nervous.
I'm actually nervous. Thank God we look actually perfect.
Oh, thank God.
We're going to be starting to take video calls from you guys. As long as you follow the Instagram and see the story. you'll know when to join. But this is our first week of doing this, so I don't know if we're gonna have technical difficulties. I can't guarantee we're gonna do it every single episode, but we can do it as often as we can, depending on how it goes. Should we do it?
Should we put these on?
Do we put our headphones on? Okay, let her in.
I'm nervous. Hello,
Tashina.
Tashina.
Hi.
Hey. Yes.
Hi,
She's
Queen.
so cute.
Sorry.
How are you?
Good. Sorry, I was watching Bridgerton, so I had to pause.
Okay, I heard that's amazing.
I haven't seen it.
I recommend. I've been hooked,
Yeah.
and yep. So I spend my free time doing this right now, but it's.
I love
I
that.
love it. Where are you from?
I'm from Las Vegas, but
Oh, word.
Okay.
yeah, but I live in Reno.
Is there anything that you need advice on for this episode?
Well,
Or if there's a general question that you have
Right.
for Kate and us in general?
yeah. So you both are very badass ladies and very embodied ladies.
Aw.
So I respect both of you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, the question that I have is how do you embody confidence when facing, like, you're obviously public figures online, but even in day-to-day life, like, where do you draw that from?
So how am I confident in my day-to-day life?
Like, how do you stay confident? Just like when you're Kate and when it's not, when the cameras are off.
Okay, how do I stay confident? I mean, if you listen to this podcast, you know our lore. So I am sober. The way I stay confident is I build myself up by doing things that make me feel good. So I hang out with friends that make me feel good. I mean, I go to AA meetings and I try to, you know, like help people out that have little time. I love to work out. It makes me feel good. And also I mute men on Instagram. I mute every man on Instagram that makes me feel bad about myself. And I block people that make me feel bad about myself.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's great.
that's it.
For me, I think just like it's look good, feel good. So it's like I'm so, as long as I'm organized, consistent, keep my house clean, stay on top of my like my beauty. Like I feel the best when I have that like little glam on, and when I have that full set of manicure, and I have like my spray tan or whatever. And I know it sounds superficial, and it's like technically like people would deem it as fake, but like it makes me feel good and helps me enter like the energy of the best version of myself. So it's like you can call that fake all you want, but it makes me the realest on the planet.
Sweet.
I'm saying.
Thank you for sharing, both
Well,
of you.
Thank you for waiting.
Of
Yes,
course.
thank you.
I adore you both. I hope you have a great day.
We adore you. Enjoy Bridgerton.
Thank you.
You tried so.
When I couldn't look at you. I could, and while you were talking, I was trying so hard not to laugh.
Bree.
I tried so hard not to laugh.
Bree. You guys,
You looked at me.
Kate trying not to look at you.
Literally would not.
Is it? Are we still recording for the pod? Can we keep this in, or is it bad? No, we love. I honestly loved her energy.
She was so cute.
But it's just that we have this ongoing joke,
Yeah.
Kate and I, every single episode, which I'm sure you've heard. Sometimes we cut it out, but it's like we read our advice and we're like, how to be confident, how to be confident, how to be confident. And the first video call we take is her asking, how do you stay
When she
confident?
said that, I was like, this bitch better not look at me. She better not look at me. Hazel!
It's giving Hazel.
Yes.
Okay, I think
Oh,
it worked.
hey!
Oh my god, you can hear me?
Yes.
Oh my god, hi.
Hi.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
So good.
We're fabulous. We're just finishing up this episode, and we wanted to take like advice or any questions.
Yeah.
If you had one, you're so gorgeous.
I know,
by
your
the
makeup
way.
looks amazing.
Oh my god, thank you. You guys are gorgeous. Please don't do all that.
No, I'm not
Please
doing the
don't.
most. I'm just telling the truth. I promise.
Oh.
She doesn't lie.
I'm like obsessed with you guys. This podcast is like my favorite thing in the world. I probably listen to it like every day. Like I'm catching up on all of the lore right now.
Oh, we love
Oh my
that.
God, that's so crazy
Yeah.
to hear.
And yeah, so I'm just obsessed. I can't believe this is happening right now. My coochie is like freaking out, I would
My
say.
Gucci's twisting.
So I like just graduated college
Slay.
and I'm like hoping to move to New York within the year.
Don't.
And
I'm just kidding.
yeah, no, I'm scared as first of all, but also like I have a bunch of friends there that I'm excited to like finally be able to, be near, not my hair just freaking out.
Right,
And
it's fine. Gorge.
And yeah, I'm just like wondering if you guys have any advice on like how to meet people, how to meet like people like from social media and like in the music industry or like, influencer tea kind of stuff like that.
In New York specifically?
In New York, yeah. Or I mean just in general too.
I feel like you have a lot of
Do I?
experience.
I didn't
Yeah.
meet that many people in New York. Are you going in there alone with like no friends at all?
No, so I'm a drag queen too, which is like
slay.
Torella.
Oh, period.
And so my drag moms are actually already there. They just moved like a couple years ago.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. I've like visited them too, and like I know like I'm meeting a lot of people in the drag scene, which is like so awesome.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I guess just in general, like I'm just like so excited to like make friends and like
Yeah.
find people.
You strike me as a person where like I feel like you don't even need to ask that question. Like I feel like once you start performing out there
Yeah.
and like you just kind of get adapted to that nightlife and start meeting people. I'm not saying to go out every night because I don't want you to like ruin your mental health. But
Yeah.
like the thing about New York, which is like special and different from LA, is like people actually like meet strangers. Like people like actually talk to each other out
Right.
there. Whereas in like LA, I feel like it's a bit more like prissy and cliquey. So I don't necessarily have like the most advice, but if you want to like get into that scene, I would post as much makeup tutorials, drag tutorials, any posting performances, and just be consistent. Like that's like my only one thing that I have to tell people, because you don't have to follow like you don't have to try to be like somebody. As long as you have your niche and you're good at it and you're consistent, I don't think that you're gonna have a problem. And especially in a city like that, and you already
Right.
have people there waiting for you, so I think you're gonna slay.
And you're really likable.
You are very likable.
Oh,
yeah.
stop. I'm literally gonna cry. Like, I'm obsessed with you guys.
my
That
God.
just means so
No,
much.
I'm
Thank
obsessed
you.
with you.
Sweet. Yeah, it's gonna be
Okay,
great.
well, we love you.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you for
Oh,
supporting.
I love you guys too.
All right.
All right. Bye. Love you guys.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
I know I live. All right, guys. So that was our beta tester.
That was
I had a lot
fun.
of fun with them.
I loved them.
So be sure to follow our Instagram for when we post. We're gonna try to give you guys like a good time frame so you have enough time to get ready and hop on there. But I think it's giving gratitude.
It kind of is. It kind of is.
It kind of is. What are you grateful for this week?
I am just so grateful that I got clarity this week. I am so grateful that I'm going to New York. I'm so excited.
I was, and now I'm not.
Right.
It was awful.
Right. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm just really grateful that I am just like grateful for life, healthy, happy, and this cheetah dress. Life is
Right.
good.
Doesn't have an STD.
So cool when I don't have an STD.
Isn't that amazing?
It's a good feeling.
Find out you don't have an STD and FaceTime your ex that cheated on you in the same week.
Because what's better? I can't name
I
one thing that's
actually
better.
can't name a thing.
So get into it.
I'm very grateful that I slept with a married man. No, no, I think that actually made me so sick. But
Right.
I'm very grateful that I'm home. But I'm like leaving in a few days, so like,
Right.
that was crazy. I'm very happy, or I'm very grateful that I get to do what I do for work. I think I had an amazing experience in New York, and I just have to take a step back and like zoom out and be like, this is pretty cool that I get to like hop around and travel, even though it like takes the life out of me sometimes. But also feeling, generally pretty happy. Besides exhausted, and I'm just so happy we're back. And hopefully once I'm back from Cabo, it's just like bang, 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 bang. Like we get our sponsorship. We do our episodes back to back to back.
Yeah.
And we're back in the mode.
Thank God.
So anyway, we love you guys.
Love you.
And we will see you next week.